Hello everyone, and today I would like to welcome you all to the first episode of Cosmic Toyman's Plastic Surgery. That's right. In this series, which will be intermittent and only put out from time to time when I've got stuff to do, we will be repairing toys. Hence, plastic surgery. And the first toy that we're going to be repairing is one that is brand new and still sealed in the packet. Obviously I'm going to have to open it out of the packet, but it is a Lost in Space LOWBOT B-9 talking keychain, and the arms have fallen off it inside the packet. Obviously really well made, aren't they? And there he is, all sealed up inside his packet. As you can see, the arm has fallen off. That's not all. There's also uninvited guests inside this blister in the form of moths. Tiny little carpet moths that have crawled their way in through the test me hole at the top. Yeah, the test me doesn't work, the batteries are long since dead. I do have some to try later to see whether or not it still works. I'm not holding my breath. So we're going to open this up, we're going to give it a nice little clean and try to repair the arms. Now I say arms because when I went over and had a look at this one, I pressed the bubble and it cracked, did the other arm. As you can see right there. That's before it's even been taken out of the packet. I think they're supposed to be bendy, but it's such a thin plastic that's quite brittle that over the years it obviously gets to the state where you try bending it and it just cracks. So my idea is, with the help of a certain fast food restaurant, I'm going to use one of these paper straws, cut a little bit off, pop it inside, glue it in place, and then put the other part of the arm over it. Now, I actually think this might be just a little bit too thick, but we can always cut it and then it can shrink to whatever size we need. So, fingers crossed, that is what's going to work. So, let's get this out of the packet first, shall we? Oh, there's a bit of moth. Ah, there we are. Both arms are now free. I don't know which is which. We will dispose of the moths first. Now, I have a dirty old toothbrush here that I use for cleaning things up, so we'll give it a quick once over with that. And by doing that, we can see that some rings of the plastic has come off there. What I quite like about this is it's kind of the size of a Star Wars figure. Can I bring a Star Wars figure into, let's see, a 3.75 inch Star Wars figure, that is. I'm in a showing off mood here, so we'll do it with that face. And yeah, it's not far off really to go with them, is it? They could display on the same shelves together, I'm sure. Let's move that face aside. Don't want to be getting glue all over him, do I? Right, so I think I need to still try and use these, don't I? Otherwise his arms are going to be very, very stumpy. Let's see how far off we are with the straw. Oh, yeah, it is sadly too thick, so it's going to have to be cut down. We need to cut it down anyway, don't we? So we'll start with that. How long do we think it needs to be? Oh, look at that, that's breaking as well. Pretty shocking are these. That's it, right, by doing that. I mean, I suppose at this rate we could have used any kind of paper, couldn't we? I was hoping to stick it in there, but the glue's in the way, so I might have to sculpt some of that glue out with the knife. This is where I slice off my finger end. Yeah, that's not working, is it? It's just creating another ring of that plastic. I honestly thought this was going to be a very easy fix. I was wrong, wasn't I? I need to make sure that that's flat for starters. So I think we'll take another chunk of... I did also mean to have my cutting mat out. Because I don't want to wreck my lovely table mat that I have. Desk mat. Now I do have some super glue here. I suppose any brand is as good as the next. This is a new bottle, so it needs opening carefully. Now, just to rush things along, I do have a can of activator spray here. Otherwise, we could be here all day waiting for this to dry. Obviously, you do it in your own pace if it's something you're doing. But effectively, what I'm trying to achieve here is the drill and pin method, which you can't do on something hollow like this. The paper tube is effectively the pin that I'm using, if it works. Like a good fit. Excellent. Look at the bodged up glue job there. That's factory, is that? That's not me. You can see the idea that we're going for? That just seemed to be a bit too long there. See which is which. Yeah, I think that goes straight onto there as is. So the plastic rings that we've got left over on here, on the mat, go on this arm. Let's see how far off that is now. Well, it's very close, isn't it? I do need to trim a little bit off the paper, but that's very, very close. Could try using the scissors, but I've got a funny feeling that they're just a little too big of these. Although at this stage now it doesn't need to be quite as flat an end for this, because this can go nicely into that hollow tube there. There we go. Yeah, that should be quite nice, should that? Lovely stuff. I don't think I'm going to spray that. I think I'm going to leave that to naturally dry on its own. I think that's perfect as it is. You can see as well, you can't tell that that has had any form of repair done. Onto the next one. Now again, we've got this lump here of glue, so I do need to trim that out, just as I did with the other one. So that we can get that next paper tube in there. I feel like I'm just slicing another ring off. There we go. So there is a very small lip around there which I should be able to glue in the next paper tube. Which I will try and make this one a little shorter than the last one. Just to save having to trim it off afterwards. Again, I will spray that just so we can get on with the show. The activator spray just makes it so the glue sets instantaneously, and it does, as you do that on shot, as you can see, doesn't come out, it's set straight away as that. Again, that's going to go very nicely on there. Excuse the camera headbutt then. I got a little carried away with the glue there. There we go. Fixed, I would say. And once again, a very nice, clean fix, because it's an internal fix. It's not an external fix. It's an internal fix. So as long as you don't get, overly zealous with the glue and get it everywhere, it will only be on the inside. So that will stand nicely on my shelf. It's the right size figure to go on my mental shelf of mental figures. I hadn't even noticed that there was an on and off switch there, you know. Anyway, I suppose we had better check to see whether or not the batteries work, hadn't we? Well, the electrics work. We know the batteries that are in it don't work. This handy little screwdriver here, hopefully it'll be small enough to do the job. I'm not particularly fussed if the voice doesn't work, if I'm honest with you. But for the purposes of the video, at least it'd be nice to hear him talk, wouldn't it? There we go. Oh, look at that! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why they shouldn't put cheap, nasty Try-Me batteries in the toys at the factory. Because look at that, that's disgusting. Ew. Ew. I don't have any to hand, but a little spray of contact cleaner and then a quick brush out would clean that out very nicely, because even though it's leaked and it left all this powder in there, it hasn't actually corroded the contacts, as you can see, so there's a good chance this may still work. But time will tell. And sadly, these are old batteries that I've got here, so they're probably not the best ones to test with. But it is all that I have in the house at the moment in this particular size. So I'll turn it off for now. Yeah, so it's all I've got to go with. Alright. Let's see whether or not that works. It does indeed. Move the mic down to it. Well, it looks like it's quite randomised. But yes, it does indeed work. I'm very happy with the results of this little fix. What do you guys think? Very, very simple fix, and it's one of those things that I imagine that a lot of people may have had this, and had these arms broke off, they would have probably thrown it away. Or maybe even thrown the arms away and just kept the figure thinking it'd be okay. Well, it's such an easy fix, and it's taken, what, 10, 15 minutes? Not very long at all. Very, very happy with that. Okay, I suppose I better clean all this up and get him put in his new home. Okay, well, I think this one has been a positive first episode of plastic surgery. I'm really, really pleased with this, that it's turned out as well as it has. I was a little concerned when I knew that the straw wouldn't fit. I thought that cutting it in, slicing it down the side might weaken it in some way, but no, it seems to have done the job just fine. Now, I am tempted to remove the keychain off the back of it, because this is just going to sit on the shelf as a figure back there somewhere on my mental shelf. Right, thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know your thoughts on this repair down in the comments, good or bad, and I will catch you again in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.